Welcome to Daxue Talks, a show powered by Daxue Consulting, a China-based strategic market research company founded in 2010.
Hello, my name is Jasper Zhang, and I'm the HR Director at PTL Group. PTL Group provides international companies with operational and managerial support through the various stages of their China market entry and growth. The group's wide range of professional services include financial services, HR management, logistics, and supply chain. In the past 20 years, PTL Group has facilitated over 300 market entry projects for the international companies into China.
What is the new individual income tax law in China and who is it going to affect?
The new individual income tax law was started from January 2019 with 3 years of transition from 2019 to 2021 and will come into full effect in January 2022. The rule outlines the elimination of the tax exemption benefits for foreigners in 3 main categories: housing, children education, and language training. Instead, the current deduction system for Chinese will be adopted for foreigners too, which is going to subtract a much smaller portion of the income compared to the previous system.
We interrupt this show to bring you breaking news of more awesome China business tips. You can find these tips on our other China business channels. Follow our LinkedIn for almost daily China market and business updates. Find the link in the description.
What are the main areas this new law is referring to?
Housing, in terms of the rent, international flights, children education, and annual bonuses.
What would that mean for a foreign individual employed in China?
The new rule means foreigners will need to pay more taxes than before, as items that were previously not taxed and were treated as exemption mostly paid by the hiring companies as part of the expert relocation package will now be taxed as part of the individual income.
What are the main concerns foreign employees in China are expressing?
The answer is, since foreigners can only send their children to international school with very high tuition fee and with rising rental prices, this could mean a large loss of money. For example, a family with 2 kids and an annual salary of $100,000 still have to pay on average $70,000 for their education and $50,000 for housing. Previously, the IIT was calculated only on the income. On the new rule, the IIT will include the education and the housing fees too. If we calculate the difference, the same family is paying now $30,000 to $40,000 in taxes, and after the new rule will be enacted, they will pay $99,000. That's 45% tax level of $220,000, which will leave them only like $1,000 to cover their annual personal expenses.
How will that affect the bottom line for companies employing foreigners in China?
For companies that would like to keep employing foreigners in their China-based operations, this rule means large expenses. If we refer to our previous example, the new calculation of employee salary will have to include those 45% added tax and more to make sure expenses are covered, all taxes are paid, and the employee still employing the same salary as he or she had before. Instead of a $100,000 yearly salary, companies will now have to pay more than $200,000 in salary for the same employee. Another option will to move their business out of big and more expensive cities or register the company in one of the special free trade zones like Hainan, for example.
Why is this change happening?
Over the last 20 years, China has acted in many creative ways in order to attract foreign capital, starting from incentivizing foreign companies to open their offices in China and all the way to motivating expats who immigrated to China with their families for working foreign companies operating in China. One reason for this new rule is the government's ambition to attract Chinese nationals with overseas education to return to the country. One measure to achieve this goal is to create new and attractive jobs for them. Another, more simple reason is level up the field and create one system with no exceptionals for all those working in China.
What are the new benefits replacing the old ones?
The new rule describes the new system of individual benefits, replacing the old one. For children education, that's 1,000 RMB per child per month. For rental, like 800 to 1,500 RMB per month, depends on where you live. This means that where previously companies could pay or refund foreign employees for their children's international school education expenses, for example, regardless of the amount stated, this no longer will be valid. A foreign employee will be now entitled to receive of 1,000 RMB as tax exemption per month per child to cover these costs. The rest of the amount will be taxed under the individual income tax scheme.
Any questions? We will find an expert to answer them. Drop your questions in the comments or send us an email, dx@dashwayconsulting.com.